Oh, what a game. That was that's one I will never forget. I'll tell you what, I was just so proud of our guys, the effort. It seemed like we overcame a lot of things, a lot of injuries. Give the Niners credit. What an atmosphere. It was great to be back in the stadium with a lot of fans, and I think it was a pretty entertaining game, but just really proud of our guys' effort. I thought they battled. I thought they showed a lot of toughness and just the resiliency that we look for. And so just really proud of everybody in that locker room.
What are you thinking at the end when you had 37 seconds and no timeouts and your defense is just giving up the lead?
This might shock you, but I was actually kind of cautiously optimistic. Just knowing the type of players that we have, I thought that, hey, there's a chance here. We knew we had to get to we said about the 36-yard line was where we wanted to get to, and we got beyond that. And what a clutch kick by Mason. He consistently does it, and just really, really happy for him. Mo Drayton, he's coaching on a heavy heart today. He lost a couple people really close to him. And so just his ability to stay with us and lead our special teams means a lot to everybody in that locker room. I can't say enough great things about Mo. I really do think, I know we gave up the one return, but I think our special teams have really come a long way. And it's due to his leadership, his ability to teach, communicate, how he empowers Renee Stewart and Connor Lewis to help coach with him, and get the guys excited about teams. That is noticeable. So I know he's dealing with a lot right now, but just he's special.
What was your?
I'd rather not get into that, just out of respect for Mo. If he cares to share that, certainly he will. But I know it hasn't been a great last 24 hours for him.
What were you thinking when Devante went down after that hit, and were you surprised he came back in after one play?
Yeah, I went out there to check on him, and it seemed like he was just working on his breathing. So I thought there was maybe a chance. It happened quickly when he popped back in there. It kind of surprised me how fast it was, but I think he was taking his time on the ground to allow that to happen. But I was more surprised at from what I saw. I thought that there was a hit to the helmet, but apparently there wasn't.
In the third quarter there, I think it was mostly it just seemed like a lot of too deep. Did you feel like they were just daring you to run it and keep running it?
Absolutely. And now there was a couple series there that definitely I got to do a better job as a play caller and just stay consistent and in terms of just take what they give you. And I mean, we preach that to our players, or certainly our quarterback, all the time. And I think that when you're playing in a big time game and you can kind of feel that momentum start to swing a little bit, I think the natural tendency is to press and try to create a big play. And ultimately you gotta continue to do what's gotten you to that point. And I thought prior to that we were at least staying with the run, and it's a good learning lesson for myself again.
Devante, you mentioned just getting this win, because the last time, even though you beat them last year, no fans here, and then I guess the Niners beat you guys twice in the back in the 2020 season, or 2019 season. Is this kind of a redemption win in a way for you guys?
Well, I wouldn't say a redemption win, but certainly just when you look at everything that they went through a year ago, it was a totally different team that was out there. And then conversely, you just look at some of the stuff that we've been dealing with, and for a guy like Yash to step up and go in there and against one of the premier defensive ends in the National Football League, and we're starting two rookies, a rookie at center, a rookie at right guard, a second-year player at left guard. I want to say that those four guys weren't on the field last year when we played them. So it was great to see those guys step up and play really good ball.
Can you expand on that? Because Devante and Rodgers just had such high praise for Yashi's play today.
Yeah, he did an outstanding job, and we knew that it's certainly he's a guy that is so even keel that we knew if there was anybody that wouldn't be fazed by what he was going to encounter, it was Yash, and couldn't be more proud of him. Just I think that speaks to just that room, just the leadership we get in that room, not only from the players but from our coaches, Adam Stenovich and Luke Buckus, and their ability to just plug guys in, and it seems like whenever we do, they do a great job. So we're fortunate to have both of those guys on our staff, and just also the leadership in that room. I know Elton wasn't out there today. Obviously, that was a big loss, but his presence is felt on a daily basis. David Bakhtiari, such a great leader in that room, and then you got Billy Turner, and just there's just a bunch of great people in that offensive line room.
37 seconds and no timeouts is cutting it pretty tight. How much time do you need on the clock in that situation to feel like you can still manufacture a drive and not be all helter-skelter?
35 seconds.
2 seconds away?
Maybe 34.
When Devante Adams was on the receiving end of that big hit, what did you see from your vantage point, and what does that say about him as a player for him to bounce back in that fashion?
Yeah, just what a competitor, man. I mean, and then to go out there and have 2 big catches in the final 2-minute drive. I mean, he is the ultimate competitor. I think he's the best receiver in the National Football League, and I think he shows it on a weekly basis. And not only on a weekly basis, it's special. We get to see it on a daily basis, just how he prepares, how he leads. I mean, it's not a surprise that he's a captain for us, not only just by his ability to lead as as a speaker, but as his actions on a daily basis, how he goes out to practice and how he prepares. He's a special player.
Aaron said that on Thursday in practice, you guys basically made up the play that you called to start that last drive. What goes into that? And I mean, do you even have a name for it if you just made it up? And what do you tell Aaron, like, run that play we made up Thursday?
Well, yeah. So we had a similar play in our third down package, in like a third and long situation, and give credit to Luke Getsy. He came up and he's like, just talking about the route. Just we were afraid that potentially it could bring a safety over. We were actually calling it to try to throw it on the other side, and so we changed the route. And we changed the concept. And so when it got into that situation there at the end, we talked about it on the sideline, how potentially that could be a really good play for us. And the guys went out there and executed, and it was great protection up front. I know we had two guys chipping. I want to say it was Bobby and Aaron Jones, and I'm watching Aaron Jones, all however 190 plus pounds he is, taking on a defensive end, and I think that says a lot about him too, because you could see him battle through. Just he was taking some hellacious shots out there, and he continued to fight, and just shows up in every moment for us.
Was getting the ball out fast a priority of the game plan? It seemed like, especially in the first half, the ball was coming out pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just anytime you play a defense of this, especially this defensive line that can put pressure with 4, it's kind of a priority, because it's kind of hard to throw on your back. So that was certainly part of the game plan going into it.
Matt, there's a little bit of a to-do being made over the post-game handshake with Kyle. I know this week you said there's no ill will for him, but is your guys' relationship everything that it was before this summer?
Yeah, I'd say you have to ask Kyle about that. I'm sure I know Kyle, and he's ultra competitive, and that's a tough moment for anybody to be in, and I'm sure he was ticked off that we were able to take the ball down and kick a field goal to win the football game. But yeah, certainly I'm not going to let anything that we've got a lot of history together, so I'm not going to let anything come between our friendship.
2 more, please.
What did you see when you threw the challenge flag?
I mean, when I spiked the challenge flag, yeah, I gotta definitely do a better job of controlling my emotions there. To me, it seemed like I thought I saw the ball move. Matter of fact, when I saw it live, I thought it was incomplete, just from my vantage point, because I had a pretty good view of it, but apparently the officials in New York felt differently.
Aaron said that he felt an energy even before the game that he'd kind of been looking for from your team the last 3 weeks. I'm just wondering, did you make that same observation, and what benefit do you think that served?
Yeah, I think our guys came out ready to play tonight, and I think you could feel it. I thought we were physical. We knew that going into this game that they're a physical football team, and you could see it on tape. I mean, certainly we had the one crossover game with the Detroit Lions, and it showed up all over that tape, and that's something that you could see as we were preparing for the Detroit game. I kind of took note of that, knowing that we were going to play them in a short period of time, that this is a physical football team. And so I thought our guys, did a really nice job of matching that physicality, and to me, it's a mindset. And so certainly any time that you prove that you can go out there and be physical, I mean, that's the standard. And so I'd be disappointed if we don't match that each and every week, because there's so much the competitiveness in this league. I mean, there's not a lot that separates each and every team, and certainly it doesn't get any easier next week going against another physical football team in the Pittsburgh Steelers. So our guys are going to have to recover in short time. We had a lot of guys get nicked up today, and they're going to have to put everything into trying to get their bodies back, get their minds right. I mean, shoot, I think we landed like close to 4:35 in the morning, and so it's a pretty quick turnaround, and they're going to have to get rested up and healed up for another physical battle next week.